This news update is brought to you by
Grab somebody and tell them hello. Pure happiness will be connect to flow. Smile and cheer because that is we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Grab somebody and tell them this is how we flow.
It's Thursday, August the 6th, 2015, and this is your Barbados Today morning news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. We begin with news that the way is now clear for customs officers to transition under the Barbados Revenue Authority. Minister of Finance Chris Sinclair made the announcement last evening after emerging from a 3-hour meeting with officials of the Barbados Workers Union, the National Union of Public Workers, Acting Controller of Customs Annette Weeks, and Head of BRA, Margaret Sivers. An upbeat Sinclair told reporters following the meeting at government headquarters he was happy with the outcome.
It's a considerable progress in relation to resolving the bigger issues, issues pertaining to supersession, appointments, and related subjects. We've set ourselves a very ambitious agenda to have those matters resolved as quickly as possible. We haven't set any specific dates, but we know that if we follow the law as it is in relating to appointments, you have to advertise positions, you have to interview people, you have to shortlist and then appoint. That will take some weeks to do, but everybody is charged to get it completed as quickly as possible. And therefore, in the context of that, I think we had a highly satisfactory meeting.
Commenting on the highly controversial issue of the option forms, Sinclair disclosed that it was agreed by all parties present at the meeting that their distribution would start at a date to be determined and with some amendments. Meanwhile, General Secretary of the BWU, Tony Moore, was pleased with the results of the talks.
A number of matters haven't been finalized, but there's certainly progress that has been made, recognized progress. There are issues that we are discussing that would take more than a meeting for us to reach a conclusion or agreement on, but I think that all parties should be in a position to report that progress has been made, and we anticipate that within the coming weeks we can have some agreement that is reasonable to all sides.
An Acting General Secretary of the NUPW, Roslyn Smith, was also happy with the discussions.
We have made some progress, and we will continue within another 2 weeks or so, as we promised before, to maintain that communication link. But I think that the issues discussed in relation to appointments, we've had some movement, so we're happy at least with today's progress.
In other news now, from next Monday, the various interests in the matter will be counting the days to find out whether the High Court will approve or disapprove proposals by the Friendly Stewart administration to rescue the collapsed CLICO International Life Insurance Company. Whichever way the ruling goes, it will directly affect some 25,000 CLICO policyholders in Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, whose investments in the former Trinidad-based insurance giant have been in doubt since its collapse 6 years ago. Several days of hearings ended yesterday afternoon before Mr. Justice William Chandler, following completion of evidence from such sources as the Ministry of Finance, the Judicial Manager, and attorney for policyholders in the Eastern Caribbean, Sir Richard Cheltenham, QC. However, Justice Chandler told the parties involved in the matter that he wanted to hear from them again, but this time it must be done in writing by Monday, after which he will make his judgment known. He did not specify a date when it would be handed down. The court is being asked by CLICO's Judicial Manager, represented by Deloitte Consultant, to approve recommendations from the Ministry of Finance to allow a new firm, New Life Investment Company, Inc., or NLICO, to take over the operations of the collapsed insurance entity.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Got it in my hand, yeah. My Barbados, my bank. Got to understand, yeah. My Barbados, my bank. Ain't nothing like a core bank spare. None of them others just can't compare. You just got to love that taste. It's the world-class thing this land makes. Whether I'm cruising or at a bar, whether I'm at home, my bank spare is never far. For this blessing, got to give God thanks. My Barbados, my bank.
In regional news now, the sugar industry in Guyana is at the crossroads, with the Guyana Sugar Corporation Board now looking for answers to revive the sector. Royston Drakes of Capital News reports.
As sugar continues to face an uncertain future, GAU's President Komal Chan said there are a lot of inefficiencies in the sugar industry that must be addressed, in addition to the increased production in the fields. For years, the sugar sector has been underproducing, making the once viable industry dependent on government bailouts.
To get back your efficiency, you have to get back your managers, your supervisory people, and the workers to just go back to your best practices, and we are all aware of them. And of course, you need the support of the government. That is important.
A commission of inquiry is now underway as the government tries to make the industry profitable. Some of the suggestions coming out of the inquiries for the industry to be privatized and for some of the estates to be closed.
In more regional news, police in Jamaica who went hunting for goat fees in a bushy area of Santa Cruz later returned to their vehicles to find them on fire. Police say they are following leads in connection with the destruction of 2 cars. But during their pursuit of the thieves, police say they destroyed several acres of ganja, a covered ganja nursery, and 2 small huts. Items found at the scene included Bibles and a sign which read, "Thou shalt not steal." On the international scene now, Al-Qaeda's branch in Yemen, which officials have called the terror group's most dangerous affiliate, has issued 2 threatening new communiques praising recent lone wolf-style attacks against the West and calling for more of them. "We urge you to strike America in its own home and beyond," says a letter attributed to Ibrahim al-Asri, the master bomb maker with Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula. The letter, according to a translation by Site Intelligence Group, states America is first.
He's known to operate in the shadows, a master bomb maker on the run. But Ibrahim al-Asiri seems to have broken his cover to write an article. He disputes an Al Jazeera documentary which alleged that al-Asiri's group, Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, sometimes colluded with a former Yemeni president. Quote, "Are all of us spies?" wrote a person believed to be al-Asiri. Analysts say al-Asiri may have just let his ego get the best of him and is taking a huge risk.
He thinks that he needs to sort of correct the record here, but quite extraordinary that he's doing this given he's basically the most hunted man on earth.
Al-Asiri's got a U.S. bounty on his head of up to $5 million. A U.S. counterterrorism official tells CNN he's a close ally of AQAP's new leader, Qasim al-Raimi. Analysts say U.S. intelligence will be tracking this piece of writing, looking for couriers who transported it, anything that could take al-Asiri out.
And finally, torrential monsoon rains in the aftermath of Cyclone Komen continue to cause flooding in India, Bangladesh, and other South Asian countries, leaving hundreds dead and millions displaced. In India, at least 178 people are dead due to the heavy downpours and related accidents. Late Tuesday, flooding under a bridge derailed 2 trains traveling in Madhya Pradesh, killing dozens and the 230 people estimated to be on board.
A deadly double disaster on the tracks. 2 trains derailing within minutes of each other. First, the Kamayani Express, heading to Varanasi from Mumbai, followed by another train travelling in the opposite direction on an adjoining track. Some of the carriages fell into the water. Rescuers say they had a hard time getting to the victims.
The route of the rail has been collapsed. The people have gone directly into the water. So many of the dead bodies, the people cannot collect over here because there is a high flood, you can say, of the water, so they cannot collect the bodies.
Officials say heavy rain washed away the earth beneath a portion of the tracks, which is what caused the trains to come off them. It's not clear why there was no warning. Some say it happened all too fast for anyone to react.
And that's where we end our Barbados Today morning news update. However, you can join us again this afternoon. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 on Lime TV and Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.